What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for taking some time out of your day listening to me. I really hope I can bring you some value with this video. If I do, make sure to like, subscribe, and let's get into it. So in this video, I want to go over why most people don't lose weight. There's a few key reasons that are very easily solved, but a lot of people don't want to put in the effort to solve them. And I'm not trying to sound rude, but a lot of people are extremely lazy and they want to do the most minimal effort they can to see progress. And if you want to make a huge life change, like losing 100 pounds, losing 50 pounds, losing 10 pounds, you need to put in work. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You need to be focused and make it a priority in your life. And I'm going to go on a tangent after this video and tell you exactly what people are doing and why they can't lose weight. So the first reason, and I know this is going to sound common sense, but they are not tracking their calories. No one really tracks their calories. There's such a niche group of people that actually weigh out their food and calculate their calories. I'm considered like an outlier. Like if I go to my grandma's house and I'm weighing my food, they're like, oh my God, that's so obsessive. What are you doing? That's the majority of people's view on tracking calories. They think it's very obsessive. They think it just leads to bad mental health. And for some people it does, but not for me and not for a lot of people if you're doing it properly and you have a proper mindset. But yeah, most people are just not tracking their calories. How do you know you're in a calorie deficit to lose weight if you aren't tracking? It's so common, it's such an easy, solvable fix, yet they don't do it. People don't want to weigh out their food because they think it's obsessive and it's looked down upon because their friends are going to be like, oh my God, what are you doing? Weighing out your food is the only way to know how many calories you're eating. Unless you've been tracking for years like me, you're not going to be able to guess the amount of calories in certain foods. I'm sorry, tracking your calories and weighing everything out is the #1 best way to lose weight and know how many calories you're eating. I know you don't want to hear that. You definitely want to hear, oh, you can lose weight easily without tracking. You can definitely lose weight without tracking. It's just not as easy. All the time, people come to me. They always say the same thing. They're not losing weight and they're in a calorie deficit. First of all, that's impossible. If you're in a calorie deficit, no matter what, by definition, you will lose weight. So what this automatically means when they come to that conclusion and they come to me and say that is that they're not tracking properly, or they completely calculated their calories wrong, which is another reason why people can't lose weight. But most of the time it's because they're not tracking their calories properly. They think they're eating a certain amount. They're convinced they're eating 2,500 calories, but they're actually eating 3,500 because they're not tracking, they're not weighing it out. And I know I sound like a broken record, but you need to do that. How are you gonna know? How are you guessing without any prior experience? Think about it. People are trying to guess without ever tracking their calories. Like, oh, this has 500 and it's got like 1,000. Like, it's ridiculous. I don't know why people do this. They are convinced they're eating a certain amount of calories and they're not. And then you tell them they're not and they get very offended. They're like, I'm tracking you. No, you're not. It's really common, guys. I have friends that tell me they're eating a certain amount of calories and I'm like, okay, are you weighing out your food? And they're like, no. And I'm like, all right, well, you have no idea. When someone says they're not weighing out their food and they're eating a certain amount of calories and they have no prior experience, you bet it's off. It's not accurate, guys. Even with experience, you're gonna be like 200 to even maybe 300 calories off. So that's just complete BS. People like to tell you they're eating a certain amount to make themselves feel good, but they're not actually. And then they blame the calorie deficit on the reason they're not losing weight. They're like, oh, it doesn't work for me and stuff. It's because you're not actually in one because you're not tracking properly. It's a really easy fix, okay? Track. Weigh your food out. Put the work in. Weigh your food out. Maybe extra 5 minutes during the day. It's not that hard, guys. I swear to God, tracking is not that big of a deal. Weigh stuff out. And if you're making homemade like pancakes and stuff, you gotta weigh stuff out anyway, or else it's gonna taste like shit. Like if you're putting ingredients, it's gonna taste like shit. So just weigh it out, guys. It'll become a habit. I know it seems like crap and you don't want to do it. A lot of people hate tracking. It's not that bad. It's actually not that big of a deal. I have no issue with tracking. I track everything I eat because I'm trying to cut right now. Even if I'm lean bulking, you still need to know how many calories you're eating or else you're gonna go way over. Like, we're not designed to stay lean. If you want to stay lean, you're gonna have to be aware of how many calories you're taking in, which probably means tracking to a certain extent. Now, the second reason most people can't lose weight or can't keep their weight loss journey going is because they're eating very high calorie, non-filling foods. Guys, the secret to dieting and losing weight is eating stuff that fills you up. Nobody wants to be hungry, okay? That's why most people feel they get extremely hungry. And it's because they're eating these high calorie foods like like donuts, or they're drinking a random Gatorade which has 200 calories. You need to make these switches, or else it's gonna be very hard to lose weight if you're eating this stuff all the time that doesn't fill you up. Sometimes this is people who take flexible dieting to the extreme. They understand you gotta be in a deficit, but they're eating stuff that's not filling them up, and they can't sustain the weight loss. Like, they end up binge eating because they're so hungry. So you need to eat very high volume foods. I talk about this a lot. I have a lot of videos on TikTok and YouTube. My high protein pancakes, very filling. High protein ice cream, very filling. That kind of stuff, not donuts, pizza, and chips. That kind of crap is just a no-go. Like, you can have it if you want, but I'm telling you, it's not gonna keep you full, and it's a lot harder to keep your weight loss journey going if you're starving all the time. Often this is done by people who are eating like what they think is healthy, like avocado and toast. Yeah, it's got a lot of micronutrients, some good fats in avocado, great, but it's very high calorie. It doesn't matter if you think it's healthy and it's got all these nice things in it. It doesn't matter for weight loss. It doesn't matter at all, trust me. It all comes down to calories, and I don't know how else to nail that in your head. A lot of people don't like that I say that, but that's 100% true. Look at the data, it's super clear, guys. You could have the most healthy food in the world, but if you're eating too much, you're not gonna lose weight. A lot of people don't realize this, and it's pretty ridiculous, and they end up eating like avocado and toast, these granola bars, these nuts. Yeah, they might have some micronutrients. People might think they're healthy. Doesn't matter though, you're eating too much. You're gonna get in way too many calories, and again, they're not gonna really fill you up. Imagine having a shot of olive oil. It's not gonna fill you up. It's probably got 300 calories in it. So that's what people are doing. They're lathering olive oil on, making their nice avocado and toast, nice omelets, and they're starving because that food is not filling, and it hits you in the face with the amount of calories it's got. Another reason why most people cannot lose weight is because their mindset is messed up. Okay, they don't even, it's ridiculous what these people think. They're extremely unmotivated, not disciplined, and they're not willing to put in the work and make it a priority in their life. These are the type of people that makes a lot of excuses, say they got a bunch of diseases that they probably don't have, say they got a lot going on, say they're working 3 jobs. Those type of people, it's what I would refer to as a victim mindset. Yeah, you could be going through some tough stuff in life. You could be working 3 jobs with a kid and be a single mother. No one's denying that, but are you just gonna give up and never make progress because you're gonna continuously make excuses? All you're doing is trying to justify why you can't achieve your goal of losing weight. That's pretty much it. You can fit in some time. I don't wanna hear it, guys. You can fit in some time. You need to make it a priority. If you are not losing weight, most of the time it's because you're not making it a priority. Guys, you need to make it a priority. It's gotta be a #1 thing in your life if you actually wanna make progress, or else you're just gonna stay the same. You can't be making excuses, and a lot of people do. They just make these bullshit excuses that are not valid. They say they got hypothyroidism without even getting checked. They say they got a slow metabolism. They say they got too much going on in their life. They're sad, you know. I don't know what else to say, guys. You get the point. Key thing I want you to know, guys, is yes, life is hard. No one's denying that. No one's denying that you might be sad. No one's invalidating that. That's not the point of this. The point is that you can't continuously always make excuses and just justify that as the reason you never make progress. You're literally saying you're never gonna put in an effort because of these excuses. Because of this, you're never gonna make progress. You're just trying to justify it to yourself and make yourself feel better. That's what's happening here when people say this. It's a victim mindset. It's very easily noticeable. If you know someone who always complains that they're so tired, they're so stressed out, they got too much on their plate all the time, it's usually these type of people. I'm not trying to be rude, guys, when I'm calling you out. I'm not meaning, I just want you to understand the thinking behind that and the mindset, and that's, you're never gonna make real progress if you consistently make excuses for why you can't do something. No matter what it is, it applies to weight loss and everything. You can't have this victim mindset and tell everybody it's too hard all the time. You gotta find a way. You gotta find a way. You literally have one life. You need to find a way to do it, or you're just gonna stay the same, maybe stay obese, and maybe die early. Like, do you want that? No, I didn't think so. So focus, get it done no matter what. Find a way. I don't care. You got 4 jobs, find a way, find time, half an hour, wake up early, get 1 hour less of sleep. You know the drill, guys. It's just, no matter what, find a way. I said that a million times, but you get the point. Now, there's definitely other reasons why some people can't lose weight. I'm not gonna get into all of them, but these are the 3 or 4, I don't know how many to talk about here, that I really wanted to talk about, especially the mindset one. That is key, guys. Think about it. Just think about what I said there and how you're trying trying to justify your own excuses and how you need to make it a priority. Just try and nail that in your head. It takes a while, and you're probably gonna be mad if that offends you. Like, you'll probably be mad at me saying that, but eventually it should click and you're gonna be on your way to progress. That's a big one holding people back, is their victim mindsets. So if you think about it, guys, what are most people that are extremely obese, these body positive people are usually have this type of mindset. I'm not trying to be rude, but it's the same thing. They say they got a disease. They say it's okay to be morbidly obese. They say, you know, the typical stuff. I'll make another video on that, but you know what I mean. So I really hope I brought you some value with this video. If I did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one.